Yep, this is in Grand Spen, St. Thomas. That's called a median. So, you see that? The man then start dig down the whole of that corner around there, so. The man them have them thing well. They are demonstrating a level of maturity and experience in Welcome back to St. Thomas Redevelopment. We are not in St. Thomas today. We are going to St. Thomas. And as a result, we'll give you the opportunity to see what's happening on the road as it relates to the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. With that said, we are located at Harborview. To our left you have the Harborview housing scheme, and we progress into St. Thomas. It's a no movement day, and meaning that unless you are an essential worker, you are not allowed to be moving around, or could be our emergency, or you're going to get your vaccination. Otherwise, you should not be moving around. Alright, and you can be fined for that. Anyway, we are on this stretch of road. It's a dual carriage out by Harborview, heading into well, not yet, but heading towards St. Thomas. We are currently in St. Andrew. With that said though, cruising down, you can see signs of work taking place. Installation of drains, road patching. I am confident that this is not the final surface that will facilitate 4-lane highway, but in front of us we can see workmen patching, and I think that's very good, because what it means that the road is about to fix, but at the same time vehicle now mash up, so at least them are patch out some of the little holes them and thing. That said though, the only thing I notice is that the patching kinda feel like a sleeping police. But I guess with time that will compress, hopefully. So to our right you can see a lot of material earth that has been dumped. I guess that's to elevate the road. We can see open trenches, of course, with signs indicating that they are going to put a drain there. So we are in Wood Bay. As I've said before many times, this area is not properly labeled, so it's hard to tell where you're at, whether you're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 12 Mile Bull Bay. Well, there's a sign at 12 Mile Bull Bay, but for the most part there is not much sign to tell persons who may be foreign to the area and wants to find a location. Yes, you have Google address and so on, but some signs would be good. So we move deeper and closer to St. Thomas. Okay, it's going to pull over. So, alright. So, alright. As I can see, the heavy haulage is out. So I mean, for such a big space, you could have just take one turn and come on the main road. Alright, let's see, brother. I think it's a 20-foot trailer or a 40-foot trailer. Anyway, understand the best kind of mall for making block or cinder blocks comes from this area. Well, one thing though, when I like drive back behind this truck, it's because all of them do are just have material for your windscreen. So you have to be very careful when driving behind one of these. Yeah. He is pulling weight, but is he as good as a Shackman? One of those Shackman truck, boy, I tell you. Some powerful Cummins engine in one of those Shackman. Not an endorser of Shackman. That's a disclaimer, but one cannot notice how powerful and efficient those trucks are. Those trucks just run over hill anything, just like anything. So we are passing the bullpen in Harborview. Well, to be truthful, you man pull weight. Come on, man. So guys, you can see the road that work is taking place. You can see that underground work has also taken place as it relates to drainage, because you can't build a road like this and not have proper drainage. Don't make no sense. So that's commendable. We also observe that various sections are being widened. So with that, we expect there's so much crater on this road, they can't even overtake to pass all of this. But pulling along sailing. Too much crater. Can't get a good area for pass. Yeah. So you know, say once them road you built, real estate price and all them things that they appreciate. Yep. Quicker access to the city as opposed to coming from Portmore. have the bumper to bumper traffic. But go and say away. So this is one of the things that I always hated. On any given occasion, you can't pass freely, especially these tractor trailers, because the road was not designed for these kind of equipment when they were being built, and so it really contributes to inefficiencies. Yes, you have to gear up, gear down, gear up, gear down. You have to buy shocks every minute for those who, have to buy shocks. And, the road just not last. Constant patching and all of that. So I hope with the new system that the China Harbour Engineer Company will be putting in, eliminate most, if not all, the issues concerning these roads. Yeah. Massive drain construction. Finally passing. Well, now going bad, can't say. It's actually pulling some weight. I have to actually step on it to pass it. Of course, he was disciplining another truck driver that was in the rear, showing whose engine is more powerful. With that said though, wow, we are roughly at 11-12 miles will be at this point. A milestone that says 12 miles. You can see the work that's taking place on the southern coastal highway. You see a lot of dumping. Alright. Keep going. Okay, thank you. So see the man test the line, the water main. Be frank with you, I just need to dig out the whole of the water mains and change it. Change all of them. So the national water supplier have to come back and fix one pipe burst and then put piece of cedar stick in it so then patch it and cover it back. That no sense. Nonetheless, we proceed. One notable thing though is that we check to have a lot of signs on the road. Signs. Yep, a lot of signs. Actually blow man on him there right on the corner. So that's why it's important that we're going to get this new road, because the existing road can't support the kind of vehicle, heavy units, whatever you call it, that's currently using the road. Some lady on the road. Much to see here as yet. You can see across there they're going to run the road. They're digging over there as we speak. This is the existing road that most persons would have been accustomed to, and the road that many in time to come will not know, because they would be accustomed to the road that is being built as we speak. So this is the kind of winding roads. I really don't understand the concept of building winding roads on a street. But they are doing so. And so then when I was hard to pass. I think I might terminate this video in Yalas. Pamphlet. So I'll terminate this video in pamphlet. So you, oh my, this tractor trailer taking the corner. Why? So you see, the existing road can't support the needs. Possible. Alright, thank you, I shall pass. So from the bridge in Yalas, it would be good, or should I say it would be wise to build roads that, yes, it's just 2 regular lanes, but build it in such a way that you have soft shoulders on both sides to accommodate parking motorists, pedestrians. In the case of those extra long equipments that are moving heavy machineries, it can easily facilitate those. And don't wait until the road mill now, people start coming more, start develop things even further, and then we decide, so, the road is going to be wide, need to be wide, I know can't support the needs of the current population. And then we're going to gather people, move them off of them land, pay them to find somewhere else. Basically disrupting families and business. So let's do the thing the right way. You can see those men building drains. Yep. I'm telling you, I'm always impressed with Czech. These guys have an affinity for drains. Everywhere you see them work, them put in a lot of drain work. Drain work. Come like 60% of the work that they do involves drain work before you actually see any kind of infrastructure. It's like it's all drain, and I understand the wisdom behind that, because you can't build a road and you don't have proper drain. It must smash up. I guarantee you. It must smash up. So, it's commendable driving through this area, seeing the scope of the work that is taking place. You have to pass this bit. It's an underfit. Just have to pass. Yeah, but it's impressive. Look at those massive excavators. And one notable thing is that I also noticed, you can see that them taking care concerning the environment. Them have all kind of little barriers to ensure there is no overflow or spillage or anything like that. So that's commendable. So this is on the Southern Coastal Highway as we take note of Czech working. Yep, this is in Grandspen, St. Thomas. So that's very good. Yeah. But one notable thing also is the efficiency at which they are working. There are sections of this road that the installation of medians are already taking place. And I think it's profound, because these men working around the clock to ensure time is not wasted. Look at that. You see that? That's called a median. So for the pro box man and the Ada wagon man, them will love driving the opposite lane, overtake sharply, weave in and out of traffic, drive on the sidewalk. It don't look like this I go on for you, so, cause there's something there to prevent it from doing that. So, that's really good. So, see how we are going into Albion, and ahead of us they had initially put in some what you would call drain work, and that's good. So this is what St. Thomas looks like on a lockdown, no movement there. So all of this bush, people are looking and say, the place bushy, soon gone. And I look, you see a nice sweet road. Only thing we see right now about a patrol. Yep. Passing at one service station. And a food court over there. It is okay. So all of this section that we are on will be part of the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. I noticed that they have put in the drain work here already. So this area shouldn't present much of an issue concerning drainage, and that 4-lane highway will end about here, right, this section. And from this section, based on the sign, that will be done by our local contractors. So Poorman's Corner, cruising through. Normally this area would have been clogged with traffic. It's going to be impressive. You see, that's the thing, these drivers who buy them licenses don't understand, so there is always a right of way and you can't just come out on the road just like that. Anyway, yeah. On the road also we notice flow contractors installing and cleaning out some of those drains that they had run pipe through. I'm telling you, no wonder why having it work done so slow, because the infrastructure has not been maintained. Anyway, we are moving closer to Yellow Bay. Today is not the kind of day that you would get jerk chicken. Definitely not today. Today is the day that you will find essential workers moving around. Today I have to go into the country. So, just have to do what I have to do. Cruising into where they're going to put the road. Of course, an idiot overtaking on a corner. But some people don't read the book, forget them license, and drive for it and pay somebody who's qualified to train. Of course, front of us, this car is exhaling a lot of smoke. Yeah. So, moving through Yellows, you can see that not much work has been done in this area other than that of some surveyors peg. This area is notorious for flooding. There are persons in this area that say there are two rocks on the hill that they call Twin Sister Rock. So this area right here is always like a miniature version of the yellow span whenever it rains. So here's going to require deep drains, or even if you don't have deep drains, you're going to have multiple drains in this area. You can see their pegs. Hopefully we can see the men working, doing some deep bushing, so at least it's a water truck. This area always have potholes, so, and that's because there is not a proper drain there. So even though they fix it, roughly 3 months it mash up because they don't have a drain, and that's where the water overflows many times. To our right you will find the yellow span. Yep. So, moving along, as usual, tractor trailers pulling a lot of aggregates. You have to put the right amount of asphalt and use the right compactor, because them tractor trailer themselves, they mash up anything we done properly. As you can see, some men doing some work. They give me the go ahead so I can move along. Alright, keep bushing. So they are above on the left. You can see, is that a monument? Wow. And you can see some surveyor pegs. So basically they're going to dig down sections here. I guess that's why they are cleaning it. So those red markers, that's good. So we'll move on to the next big thing. Of course, we are in Pamphlet. There are sections of the road that have been cleaned, and you can see surveyor specs to indicate that hopefully that's where the width of the road will be. This area, even though the road looks smooth, but stop and go. Alright, nice. So they are cleaning the side of the road. Excess material. This area, whenever it rains, the silt on the hill comes down onto the road. So it's something that as it rains, there's always a tractor out here cleaning. Because this area is funny and the road is not even smooth. The road is like wave. There's excess. The road is not level. So you have to know what you are doing when you are driving on this road. Otherwise, you end up in some bush, you get punctured or something of that nature. So you can see that them cleaning the side of the road. You can see the little markers. Yeah. So guys, we're moving along smoothly, heading towards Morant Bay. Hopefully we can get little of the action in the white horses for you guys. Some of that actions. Some of that actions. So you can see what I want. See some little, I don't know if that's some severe map. Should that count traffic? Don't know, but today would not be the best day to provide that kind of information, considering that there's really not much movement on the road. Nonetheless, you can see that surveyors are out chopping with machetes and putting down their pegs. This area is like a roller coaster. This will test your shocks to the limit. So you have to know your maneuver this road right here. Else you end up in one of the green section. This area, this particular location, has 2 drains on either side. It's not known for flooding. I have not witnessed any flooding in this area. However, the road seems to have a lot of clay and dirt. As a result, it tends to sink with the usage of tractor trailers. You can see surveyors boot hard at work with their poles, etc. Yep. This area you can see some cleaning. So now tell me what you think, guys. You don't go on St. Thomas. Are you impressed? You can see men out doing their steel work, generator at site. So that's good. This area was recently cleaned. It was notable for that big excavator on the hill right now. You can see that bulldozing away. So that's good. So hopefully yours are a lot straighter when they're done. I must tell you, I am impressed with, well, this is a caution may not work, S&G road surfacing. I must tell you that I am impressed with the level of foresight that they have taken towards the work. They seem to understand the importance of widening a road. They seem to understand that, I don't know, when you look downtown and see the level of professionalism that has gone into that road in front of the prison down by, oh guys, look, you see that? The man then start dig down the whole of that corner around us. So this is the level of professionalism that they brought to the game, and I am really impressed. They even have people out here cautioning, you know, where to drive, how to drive, when to drive. Thank you. They brought something to the game, something unique. So, okay, look at that. The man, them have the equipment, them have the right tool. Look at those bad boys up there. This is what many people would refer to as Roach Gully. Just before you enter White Horses from Botany Bay, some call it Greenwall. Look at the level of ingenuity being displayed by our local contractors. Normally you expect these things from Czech, but I am impressed. Look at the scale of the work, the level of professionalism that these guys bring to the table. It's commendable. So, yeah, we are heading to Morant Bay. Alright, they say we can go now. So, normally, truck would have break down around here, so everything stop. Vehicle crash around here, so regularly. The man, them have them thing well. They are demonstrating a level of maturity and experience in road construction and development. Normally, we expect them to hear from Czech. So, this is commendable. This is commendable. Look. There's just so much. This is very good. Anyway, we are moving along, going up the hill of White Horses, and you can see they have done some bushing work. They have the pegs at certain locations. Honestly, I would love this section to be digged off because it's dangerous coming around this corner. Just read that somebody really posing a challenge to negotiate the corner. Anyway, a tractor in front of us. See if we can pass it. Alright, I can go. Alright, thank you. See, tractor being escorted. Cruising through the community of White Horses. Thank you. Alright. More work going on. Guys, the men are out working. So that's good. Telling you now. This road just need some widening and eliminations of some corners. But with that said, guys, I think don't want to bore you guys too much, but you know, I hope you appreciate and you love the content that you have seen thus far. Yeah. Through the community of White Horses. This section of the road, definitely them have to go dig down some of the hills, because what I notice is that if a truck break down around here, so it back up traffic for at least a mile. Sometimes when two trucks are passing, they tend to clinch each other, the roads. So it's dangerous. This area, quite dangerous. Especially this corner, you know, you really don't know what to expect when you come around. It's almost like, you know, it's like you're taking a chance. So these roads will have to be wide. For those in the States, United States, UK, our biggest supporters are Trinidad, Cayman Islands. We appreciate your support. Rock of Ages, one of the toughest critics on YouTube. Naturally, you know, he'll be looking and making his critiques and his feedback to the channel, and know that some of the developers watch the channel. And if you guys can invite us to come and take in some of the actions, only on a weekend though, have a regular 9 to 5, that's what you call it. And we're now in basically Roselle, just past the waterfall. This area is notorious for water logging, so naturally they will have to build at least 5 drains and put the road at an angle where it's impossible for water to settle. Yeah, so move closer to Morant Bay. You can see the workmen out in their colorful vests, surveyors doing what they must do. This section, you see, most times the damages that occur at this location is as a result of rotten pipes. This area, the pipes have to change out here. So look at even where you find this cone. Rotten pipes. They have been fixing this area for the last 15 years. And as they fix it, the pipe, them just seep up water and mash up the road. As they fix it, the underground water main just seep up water, mash up the road. The water commission just come and dig it up, dump little more pan it and wait for a sign. And that's it. And then 3 weeks again, you see it start leak. Dig it up, dump little more upon it, and that's it. Well, hope them change the water main out here, so. have 40 years experience in driving and you never hit a fly. But there's always one idiot out there who's willing to overtake around corners, disobey the road signs, disobey the basic principles that basically keep themselves and others safe. They are always willing to risk their lives to crash and injure other people. I always say that. Because then they use them intelligence. Not that some of them have any way, but I tell you. Anyway, we are just passing or about to pass the Goodyear Oval, the site of what should have been or should be the Morant Bay Urban Center. There is no indication that that is going to happen at this time. So I guess that is now under the rug concerning the people of St. Thomas. Of course, we approach the Morant Bay roundabout. Yep. Yeah. Noticeable work have been taking place. Use of the indicator and watch what's happening, of course. You can see men at work. Notice that some paving work has been taking place in this location. It feels very smooth on the car. So I guess that is a taste of what is to come in terms of the quality of asphalt that they'll be using. One of the notable things I noticed out years ago, it always have water on the road. Always. So, you know, it begs the question as to whether this section of the road will be able to stand up to what is expected of enduring at least 10 years before any major work is required. We are going to see that. Guys, thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up you and your family. Keep safe. And thank you for supporting the channel always. Take care.